Hi Aries, thank you for tuning in. This is a monthly love reading for the month of May 2017. Let's see what the cards can tell us. Aries. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. So your center card is the Empress. And to either side, I have Judgment and the Knight of Coins. The Empress typically represents female aspects, female energies, nature, Mother Nature, nurturing aspects, as well as giving birth to ideas, to creativity, even, you could take it in the literal sense, giving birth to children. The first three cards are quite interesting. The first one that came out was the Nine of Swords, followed by the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Coins. Nine of Swords tells me that there are worries, or there is negativity, or there was. There is negativity that may be keeping you up at night, that may be spinning in your mind, concerns, and it might seem to pile on. Looking back on all the negative aspects of a relationship, or looking at the negative aspects of an existing relationship. It looks like that card is bent. Looking at negative aspects about yourself, things that you don't like. And it's interesting that it's followed by the Wheel of Fortune, because this is temporary. These worries, these concerns are temporary, and they are part of the movement, the flow of things towards which you are going, which is work, which is labor, which is really putting in the work. These negativities, these doubts, these concerns may be surfacing because it is time to work through them or address them. If there are insecurities in an existing relationship, it's not accidental that they are coming to the forefront of your mind. Either they are taking up a lot of your energy, right? And they're really you're being concerned about it, maybe because you're ignoring your intuition, or you're really trying to not look at these concerns in your relationship. Or, which is more of what I am getting, that there is resistance. For instance, if you find yourself in a situation that seems wonderful, too good to be true, or that may really be exactly what you wanted, these doubts, these fears, these worries might come up. Oh, well, so-and-so is cheating, so-and-so is lying, or there's no way I could be good enough or worthy enough, or there's something off because it can't be this good. Well, no, that's part of the Wheel of Fortune. You are meant to be where you are right now. However, whatever is surfacing, whatever negative thoughts, it's not accidental. Either you are resisting something, and this is the shadow aspect of yourself, the ego, trying to push away this change, this forward movement, this love, or there is something, you're not listening to your intuition. But again, that's not what I'm getting. I'm getting more so that it's just thoughts that are getting in the way, concerns and worries. If you are single, this could be concerns and worries about, will I find love? Or am I doing the right thing by pushing away these people that I don't feel quite a connection to? Am I doing the right thing by choosing not to date or choosing to date a certain type of people? So there are worries and concerns that may be coming up. But again, this is the natural flow of things. This makes us question, this makes us review, evaluate. So there's nothing wrong with that. Following the Wheel of Fortune, I have the Seven of Coins. So there is work that must be put in. After these thoughts, this negativity comes forth, that is an indicator that work must be done, either to review certain beliefs that you may have about love, about yourself, or to put in the hard work and work through your insecurities, work through any negativity you may have, or any perceptions or illusions that you may have that could be the foundation of these negative thoughts, these doubts, these fears. It is getting a little dark. I do apologize. I'm going to see if I can turn the light on, if that would be helpful. There we go. I think that's a bit better. Yes, it is. Sorry about that. So, following those, I have the three in the center: Judgment, the Empress, and the Knight of Coins. Now, the Knight of Coins represents slow and steady. Okay, slow and steady movement. The fact that it follows the Empress tells me that there is a slow and steady movement towards getting rid of these negativities, towards really shifting your perception to get to a place where you are happy in your existing relationships, happy with, and again, existing relationship can mean with yourself or with someone else. You could be single and still have an existing love relationship with yourself. And this is the most important above all. Because as they say, how can you love someone else fully if you do not fully love yourself? Which could be these doubts that are coming up. They could be stemming from yourself and could be inadvertently or indirectly affecting the potential for a love situation to manifest the way you would like it, for a relationship to get to a point where you would like it. To the left, I have Judgment. So you could be judging yourself, you could be judging others, you could be judging your partner, you could be judging your relationship, right? But because this comes before the Empress, I'm getting that it's more from the self. You could be judging your partner perhaps because you may have certain expectations. You know, why does not my partner behave this way? Why does my partner not do X, Y, Z? You know, am I not worthy? And it kind of redirects all of this towards yourself. Judgment could also mean, in the grander scale of things, that this cycle, this healing, this work, this negativity that may be coming forth is an opportunity to work through it. And it's part of a larger picture. Whether you believe in it or not, I mean, there is a greater consciousness than the level of consciousness on which we operate at the moment. And this greater level of consciousness, the universe, spirit, God, it really doesn't matter what label you put on it, is always looking out for us, right? And the negativity that may come forth will come back to us, not because necessarily karma, but because it is what we are outputting. It is the output and it will surround us. It will be reflected in our external reality. If, for example, when it comes to love, we may be too picky. For example, not saying this is the case, it may seem that nothing on the outside world will accommodate or fit the mold or fit our desires for what we want in a love situation. But that's only our perception, right? It doesn't mean that things are all bad, but it may feel that way, it may seem that way. So again, it stems from the self. And so there is a greater consciousness at play here, but our part in it would be to evaluate any negativity that may be coming up, any insecurities, any regrets, any feelings of doubt or fear. And excuse me, and nurture them. The Empress. Nurture yourself. Really try to feed the soul. The Empress, if you think of traditional female roles, just way back when, mother, right? Nurture, love, caressing a child, hugging a child, being the softer parent who nurtures more the emotional needs, or who has a way of really, getting down deep and connecting with a child. That is what needs to be done on the inside, which is what these cards are telling me. This greater consciousness, this higher dimension, whatever label you choose to put it, is urging you to really nurture those aspects of yourself. And it's very, very good, because when this negativity surfaces, it may be tempting to suppress it. It may be tempting to be impulsive. And it's very uncomfortable and painful, but that's good, because that means it is surfacing, it is coming out. Right? It's kind of like when you have a fever, a virus, a sickness, you sweat it out. It's uncomfortable, but this is the process through which it exits your being. This is the same with fears or doubts or negativity. It has its own mechanism and process of being, of exiting our metaphysical existence, of exiting our inside, our psyche, our consciousness. And this month, you are being encouraged, Aries, to really allow this process to take place. And it's going to be slow and steady. It's not going to be overnight. It's not going to happen quickly, which it sucks. I mean, there's no other way of putting it, really. But that is part of the process. Okay. And as this is happening, okay, I have the Four of Cups and then the Three of Swords. There may be feelings of, let me move this forward. I apologize, it is dark. It's cloudy outside. As this is happening, okay, you're going to fantasize, or there will be feelings of not wanting to be here. If you can see, she's fantasizing of being elsewhere. There's cups of emotion and cups of love all around her, but her eyes are closed and she's thinking about being somewhere else. So not being in the present moment, which again is a natural way of reacting. The mind naturally fantasizes to satisfy a certain desire, at least on a superficial level in our imaginations, right? So as this process is happening, as we are working through certain things that we feel need to be worked through in order for greater love to be in our relationships, in ourselves, in order for our relationships to balance and to get to a greater degree of intimacy or understanding or communication. Or if you're single, to have that intimacy, understanding, communication with yourself to attract like, because like attracts like in the law of attraction, right? It's natural that when there are discomforts, we tend to fantasize, or we tend to not want to be in the present moment and reminisce on the past or imagine the future, or whatever scenarios we come up in our head. And after that, I have the Three of Swords. So these swords that are here in the first card that are causing you troubles, that are making you feel negative, these thoughts, they're piercing the heart. It's going to be uncomfortable, and it may create certain painful, uncomfortable, unwanted, unpleasant feelings to rise to the surface. But of course, be reminded that this is part of the process. This is part of release. This is part of growth. And it always gets worse before it gets better. That applies to many, many things. So whether or not you are facing difficulties or challenges in a relationship, it will get worse before it gets better. There may be uncomfortable discussions. There may be a painful dialogue, or there may be certain growths that need to happen within yourself in order to adjust the lenses within which we see our love situation so it can be bettered. And the beautiful thing about this reading, Aries, that I like is the King of Cups. The King of Cups is your last card, universal love. All is connected. And the King of Cups wants love for everyone. He wants compassion and empathy. And he really is a leader, and he tries to guide everyone towards this beautiful place. He's holding up cups and he's happy and there's love and joy all around. This is, of course, your ultimate goal. But in order to get there, there will be unpleasantries, there will be fantasies, perhaps urges of escapism, escaping into a hobby, a TV show, a book, which, of course, there's nothing wrong with that. Just be mindful that it is not to avoid certain painful feelings or emotions. Because of course, diving into a passion, a hobby is very, very good. And it feeds the soul and it nurtures the soul. But again, it will not be rid of any unpleasant negative energies that need to be released within ourselves, right? They will still sit there until they are released. That virus, as a metaphor, will still be within our bodies until it is purged, until we sweat it out, until it comes out. And sometimes, just to get a little bit graphic, we may vomit, or it may come out the other end and it's unpleasant and it's painful. But once it passes, there's this relief and we've overcome this illness, right? So any negativity that may come up requires work, but there will be steady progress. And because it all surrounds the Empress, what this reading tells me is nurture. Be in nature, nurture the soul, nurture yourself, love your negativities, love that you are aware of your insecurities, of these doubts. They are telling you something. Don't listen to the doubts and fears themselves, but acknowledge that they may be surfacing. And that is beautiful because that's an indicator of something that may be worked on. These suppressed beliefs or subconscious mechanisms or thought processes, thought patterns are revealing themselves. And by revealing themselves, we now know where to pinpoint all of this nurturing and healing energy. And in order to do that, it will automatically help manifest the kind of relationship you would like with yourself, with others. And again, it would be helpful to tap into the greater consciousness. I feel like I've told you this before, Aries. Correct me if I'm wrong. To tap into the higher consciousness, to tap into higher dimensions, God, spirit, nature, the cosmos, the universe. It really, really doesn't matter what label you put on it. But this will help you filter, and all of this negativity will be purged, which again by the Nine of Swords tells me that the first indicator is the thoughts that come into your mind, any fears, doubts, uncertainties in your relationship, in yourself, in regards to dating. Will I find this person to spend my life with? Or have I made mistakes in the past? Or am I not the person I need to be in this relationship? Is my partner not the person they need to be in this relationship? Again, nurture all of these things that are coming to the surface. They are revealing themselves. By nurturing them, by connecting to what you need to connect to in order to heal them, it will just move you forward. But remember, slow and steady. We are constantly expanding. We are always expanding, always. There is no such thing as overnight, a week, a year. We have been here for 1 lifetime, 10 lifetimes, 1,000 lifetimes, okay? Learning what we need to learn because that's how slow and steady of a process it is. And again, last card, it's very beautiful, universal love. If it starts within yourself, it will spread like a ripple effect all around you, and it will affect your love situations, your self-love, the relationships that you're in, even family, relationships with children, relationships with parents, siblings, and extended family. So that's what I have for you, Aries. It's a beautiful reading. I hope it was helpful. I'm sending you so much love. Have a wonderful May.